House of Representatives probes crude oil disposal practices. Customs under scrutiny over border smuggling. And reps call for action on new COVID-19 variant. Thank you for tuning in to You and Your Reps. I am Victor, as welcome. The House of Representatives has directed its Committee on Environment to investigate alleged unprofessional handling and indiscriminate disposal of seized crude oil and petroleum products from illegal refineries in the Niger Delta. Now, lawmakers adopted the motion during plenary, citing environmental and procedural concerns.
The motion, sponsored by Representative Marie Ebikake, highlights the alarming economic losses arising from crude oil theft, but regrets further pollution of the environment when stolen crude recovered by joint military operations are burnt.
The combined effects are directly contributing to the rising levels of toxicity of the Niger Delta environment. The House resolves to urge the federal government through the Ministry of Environment to hold environmental hostile practice for an eco-friendly and professional method of disposing crude oil and allied materials seized in the course of security operations.
The House also sought investigation into an alleged mismanagement of 350 billion naira loan for accelerating nutrition results in Nigeria, a World Bank-funded project meant to address malnutrition in vulnerable communities across 12 states.
To mandate the Committee on Nutrition and Food Security, the Committee on Finance, the Committee on AIDS, Loan and Debt Management to investigate the ARIN World Bank loan to ensure that special programs of nutrition values are not abused or mismanaged.
Delegates of the Global Tuberculosis Caucus, an international advocacy group of parliamentarians, were in plenary to canvass stronger measures by government to put an end to the scourge of tuberculosis. Lawmakers sought humanitarian assistance for several government institutions ravaged by flood disaster in Borno State this year, including the Nigerian Arabic language village.
Federal Ministry of Education, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Finance approve immediate release of funds from the service-wide vote to the Nigerian Arabic village for the procurement of all potential and essential items required for the resumption of its operations and academic activities.
15 bills were passed at Thursday's plenary, including a bill for an act to regulate corporate social responsibility in Nigeria and a bill for an act to amend the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation Act 2023 to bring it in line with current realities.
In the meantime, the House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the Nigeria Customs Service over its role in the persistent smuggling of contraband goods through the nation's borders. Now, this decision stems from a motion of urgent public importance raised during plenary aimed at bolstering border security and curbing illegal trade.
The actions of some officers within the Nigerian Customs Service contravene its core mandate, erode public trust, and raise concerns about oversight of joint security operations involving military personnel.
The reasons for establishment of customs services is not to treat human beings like animals. This heat treatment given to these civilians, the Nigerian Customs Service should apologize to Nigerians.
The dangers associated with robbery syndicates, also known as one-chance taxi operators in Abuja, also generated a call for action.
Urge the Inspector General of Police and other heads of security agencies to enhance surveillance in FCT and nip in the bud the activities of one chance.
Bills to establish more specialist eye care centers, as well as Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Ikosu Mobile Local Government Area of Ekiti State, sponsored by Representative Akinlayo Kolawole, scaled second reading.
With the JAPA syndrome we're having, there is actually a gap in manpower in the health institution. So if established, believe that it will bridge that gap.
Urge the federal government to prioritize the construction of Lafayette Dam in 2025 budget allocations.
That a bill for an act to make provision for the establishment of the National Institute of Agricultural Research and Entrepreneurship, Owodeyewa, Ogun State, and for related matters be read for second time.
At a public hearing on 5 bills seeking establishment of science and technology institutions and amendment of the NOTAP Act, lawmakers expressed commitment to bridging gaps in research funding.
This public hearing is crucial to our national development, particularly in the face of daunting insecurity and the serious economic challenges.
To encourage, regulate, and commercialize invention, innovation, and research and development.
The proposed bills received the support of key players in the sector.
And amid growing fears of the XEC COVID-19 variant, the House of Representatives has urged the Federal Ministry of Health and related agencies to intensify border surveillance and screening. Now, this resolution, adopted as a motion of urgent public importance, seeks to safeguard the nation from a potential resurgence.
Lawmakers note that the spread of the latest COVID-19 variant across 43 countries of the world is a pointer to Nigeria's vulnerability. They want the port health authorities to intensify screening of inbound passengers and take all precautions to safeguard the nation's public health.
To mitigate its spread, Nigeria must promptly assess the variant's potential impacts and implement effective countermeasures. The festive season, with high influx of travelers, adds urgency to this effort, requiring Nigeria to be proactive in protecting its citizens.
The House sought investigation of compliance with safety standards in gas flaring operations.
Urge the Federal Ministry of Environment to assess the environmental and health impact of gas flaring in oil-producing areas and recommend appropriate remediation.
This is another source of revenue where countries are making billions and trillions from gas. Yet, in Nigeria, we are flaring gas to the detriment of human lives.
The House also called for regulation of standards in the development of managerial manpower.
All ministries, departments, and agencies of government should include the registration certificate of the Center for Management Development, CMD, as part of pre-qualification criteria for eligibility on any management consultancy and training projects.
Lawmakers urged the FCT Police Command to carry out a 3-month awareness campaign before enforcing the ban on tinted windscreens and covered number plates in the Federal Capital Territory.
Urge the FCT Police Command to immediately halt the indiscriminate harassment of motorists and to release vehicles that have been impounded solely for violations related to tinted glasses and covered number plates.
The defection of another Labour Party lawmaker, Delop Farm from Plateau State, to the All Progressives Congress comes with some resistance from the minority caucus.
Resign formally your membership of your party, go to your ward and apply to be a member of the new party you want to join. And then you can write to this House showing evidence of your membership of your new party.
There are provisions and procedures for you to show your concern. So your point of order is ruled out of order.
In grammar, a majority might simply mean the greater part. But in parliamentary terms, it takes on a whole new dimension with the concept of a supermajority. Now, to shed light on this, we spoke with Representative Francis Waive, who is chairman of the House Committee on Rules and Business, for a deeper explanation.
The term supermajority in the parliament usually refers to the majority party. Sometimes when, after elections, and the House is constituted after the proclamation by Mr. President, you find that sometimes one party does not have enough majority to go their way and do what they like. But there are times when one party has such majority that they can actually do without the other parties that want seats. For instance, in legislations that require two-third majority, that single particular party can provide you two-third. Or in legislations that require for fifth majority, that single political party can provide it for fifth majority. So that's a super majority. The other political parties really don't count in that sense. But there are some instances where the majority is slim, and in order to go and succeed with your views, with your ideas, with your bills, with your motions, you will need the cooperation of the minority parties, even though you are a majority. But your majority is slim, so that's not a super majority.
Now, Abubakar Maki Aliman, representing Malam Maduri Kaugama Federal Constituency, has introduced a bill seeking to establish a federal vocational and entrepreneurship training center in Malam Maduri, Jigawa State. Now, according to Aliman, the initiative aims to empower youth with practical skills, foster entrepreneurship, and drive community development.
Where I came from, we have plenty youth, particularly in my constituency. Instead of them to be going out struggling in Bayelsa, Port Harcourt, Lagos, and whatever, if we have such kind of centers, we can use that and train them so that they can stand on their foot. Of course, it depends on the various training and profession that they find themselves into it. After taking training there, we'll try and see that we mobilize them with a little capital so that they can stand and at least be proactive. We have a training institution in Plateau Jos. Maybe they may use the personnel there to come and train the trainee so that at least my people from our community, they can be taking training from them and also to extend the training to those who are yet to come up. At least we're expecting 1,000 to 2,000 youths every year. So not only my own constituency, because we have neighboring constituency, even Yobe State, some of their constituencies are my neighbors. They can come and tap from that because it's a center for federal government. So not only Malamdori Kaugama are going to benefit, even other neighboring constituencies, they can benefit from it. When it comes to second reading, where the whole of my colleagues unanimously agreed and accepted and even congratulating me in advance. So at least it has been accepted. We're expecting maybe immediately we resume from our recess, because when we receive the budget, we are going for a break. After the break, when we come back, I definitely assure you that we are going to do the public hearing. Based on the agenda of the reform of the President, Amir Bola Tinubu, his passion to see that at least youth are being trained and stand on their foot. Then instead of you, maybe you are a graduate, you are roaming about looking for a job, a federal government job or whatever kind of job. But if you are going to be trained on a skill that you are going to transfer to other youth, so at least it's something that I know President can quickly assent to it.
This week on the committee segment, Chairman of the House Committee on Rules and Business, Francis Waive, delves into the prospects and challenges of his role. Now, with the year drawing to a close, he reflects on the complexities of steering legislative processes and setting the agenda for the House.
Being chairman, the House Committee on Rules and Business is not an enviable job, because you will not make friends, because you'll have to say no to everybody. Each person, at one time or the other, you have to say no to the 360 of us. You have to say no to somebody, because you have a large house, not too large really for the size of our country, 200 million people plus, but you have 360 members in parliament, and particularly the 10th Assembly, everybody wants to appear on the order paper every day. So you have to now make a choice on which motions you are going to list on the paper. You are now going to make a choice on which bills you are going to take on that particular legislative day. And so the competition is high, the pressure from members is high, particularly in this assembly where we have a lot of young people who are eager to make a mark. And I'm happy about that, although the pressure is on me. And then we have a lot of professionals who come in here with a lot of integrity, with a lot of know-how. I'm talking about lawyers, senior advocates of Nigeria, professors, university professors, military generals, chartered accountants, chartered architects, engineers, you name it. So each of these people, they come with their own experiences and they put their pressure. And many times you also have to bring them in line with the way we conduct business here. We have a drafting pattern, for instance, for our motions. And so it takes some schooling. But I'm glad that Mr. Speaker, the Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, has invested a lot in training and retraining of members so that we can all be in one sync in terms of how we do business here. And 1 year, 6 months down the line, I must say that there has been a huge leap, improvement in the quality of materials that appear before the Rules and Business Committee. There has been a huge leap. What has not changed is the number that comes on a daily basis. That has continued to increase. I was thinking that at this point, the pressure will be more for second reading. Yes, the pressure for second reading of bills have increased, but it has not, we have not seen a reduction in in request for first reading. And for motions, what we are battling with now is how to ensure that we avoid repetitions. You can't be chairman Rules and Business and be popular. The person you list today, you don't list him tomorrow, is upset. So I'm not a popular chairman in this assembly, but I'm glad that throughout my tenure, the order paper has never delayed. It has always been available as at when due. And I thank my committee members. I give myself and my committee members a huge plus for that. And there has not been any day where the order paper has not been available. And we have got a systematic way of exhausting the order paper so that members know that if we don't exhaust today's, it will be carried on to tomorrow. So we make sure that we don't owe anything. So we've done very well. We've had trainings, in-house trainings for ourselves. And compared to other, because we have visits from the House Committee, from Ghana, from Kenya, from some other countries, from Britain, who have come to look at what we are doing, and we have compared notes. We've also gone to look at some others, like in Rwanda and Kenya and others. And then we know that we're doing very well. It has been hectic. I've not been able to participate in other committees as I should be because I have a right to belong to other committees. And then there's the danger, too, when you are too busy with paperwork here, that you forget the needs of your own constituents and the fact that you have to also raise motions and do bills for your people. So that becomes the other challenge. But we thank God for His grace that we are meeting up and He's helping us. And I also want to thank the leadership for their understanding, because many times we had even had situations where we'd said no to leadership, and we've had the understanding. What we have, our guiding principle has been what will be in the national interest. We have ensured that things that can divide the House or the country do not appear on our paper. Religious matters, ethnic matters, partisan issues, under my watch. I make sure that they do not take the front burner in the order paper. And to make sure that we have stability in our country and that we have security and that whatever comes from the House of Representatives, this 10th House of Representatives, will be matured enough for any Nigerian to be proud of in comparing with what is done in parliaments across the world. what I find most interesting is that the job means that I relate with each and every one of the 360 of us. So I meet with people from all over Nigeria. And this is a very, very beautiful country. So you see people from all tribes, people from all languages, with different religions, with different perspectives to life. It's very, very interesting when you relate with them. And many of them are good people who have good intentions. It's my privilege to know nearly everybody one-on-one. I dare say that, Mr. Speaker, I may not know everybody one-on-one like I do, because they must come to me to be listed, you know. So that is I enjoy that. I'm a people person. I enjoy meeting them. I enjoy talking with them. I enjoy relating with them. I enjoy knowing their names. I enjoy being able to list their motions and bills. And then when they are able to speak on the floor, they have some joy and contentment. And I feel happy that I'm part of making that happen. But where I'm not able to get them on the day they want, they can be crossed and it can be nasty, but I've got to develop a thick skin, you know. When you get into politics, you must develop a thick skin, because even when you do right, people will come at you, and you don't go crying and go under your bed. You rise up and you continue to do your job. We've got a job to do for our country, and I'm glad that I'm in a position to help, to contribute to the peace, progress, and development of my country as chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Rules and Business in this 10th Assembly.
And that wraps up this week's edition of You and Your Reps. The dialogue continues beyond here. Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay involved in the issues that matter. Until next time, I am Victor Azu. Thank you for watching.